Whenever I play music, I like to think of a story. Each key has their own kind of character. C major is humble but kind. D minor is sad and even a bit lonely, unless it's with A major, then it comes to life. But with E major, now, that to me is the key of love. And for that, it is my most and least favorite key of them all because I just can't somehow make a story for it. Or at least, I try not to. But perhaps I'm waiting for you in the place far from the streets around the corner that only we know. Like always, I'm either a bit too early or you a bit too late. It doesn't matter whichever way. If you were here, I'd imagine what I would say to you first. Maybe, what flowers suit me best? Since it's spring, I can't help but ask that question. And you would take a moment or two to think. Perhaps daffodils? Lilies? Roses? Of course, you would then say, comparing flowers, whichever one, would be too cruel, especially when they have just bloomed. If I were to think about it, with you, you're not a flower. No, you'd be more of a tree. Steady, immovable, strong, but not tall. Not tall at all. And of course, I would take that with a grain of salt and a little bit of annoyance, but then you would say, unlike flowers, whose beauties come to go each season, yours is to stay. And of course, you understand that I can't stand any sort of answers like that, so to the best of my ability, I would then ask you, well then, what flowers suit you then? And like always, you would take a minute or two to think before saying, I would like to be a leaf, so that no matter what, I could follow you. But if that's true, then maybe I'm the one coming to you. It is probably my fault, but like always, I'm running a bit late, while you are probably there already, waiting for me. But when spring has just come, I cannot help it. And in my defense too, I'm not exactly a master at transportation, but I suppose either way, that is probably why you want to meet me once again. And as I pass by the streets around the corner, I think to myself, perhaps I should get you a small gift to make up for a little bit of lost and perhaps wasted time. But as I see, the cattails have not grown in yet, and the daffodils have just been cut. And if you were here, I would have asked you which of the two you preferred, and you would take a moment or two to say that both of them are equally terrible options. Perhaps that's my fault for giving you the choice, but then you would say, I would like a dandelion so I could make a wish. And before I could wonder what kind of wish it would be, it has suddenly started raining, and I cannot help but think whether or not your wish has come true. But I still wish to see you once again. I simply just want to meet you again. That's all I could ever ask for. Regardless of how far we are, how long it's been. And at the same time, I could probably ask you the same. How it is even possible that you've waited for me without even knowing. So all I could ever wish for is that you are as happy as I am when we finally come to meet. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that little short. I know I enjoyed biking around my town, at least as much as the next person. Between you and me, there were actually a lot of uphills on the path I was taking, so a lot of the behind the scenes moments were just me struggling. Well, struggling more so than usual, considering I'm basically my own director, camera crew member, supporter, editor, magician, you name it. But it was still a fun yet interesting experience. I have to admit that I did get quite the amount of stares, at least more so than usual, but nothing less than what I expect. But anyhow, before I get off topic, I actually wanted to make this little short because I wanted this to be sort of a little teaser on a new type of content that I wanted to post, which is music-based content. Now, I understand that the last video or so I talked about putting up either sit-down videos or little shorts like this. But after putting that up, I realized that I also wanted to do music-related content as well. Now, if you guys don't know, actually, music has always been a big part of my life, considering that I've been playing music classically for pretty much my entire life. And so it was only natural for me to share that with you guys, and especially when I try to think of stories, audio cues to me are just as important as visual cues. And actually, when I try to storyboard or even plan out my videos, I tend to use music as a sort of indicator of where I want my plot to go to. And so with this sort of music content that I want to go for, I thought about either posting music covers or even my own music as well. But all in all, I really wanted to put a focus on how and why I play music, especially for all my musicians out there. Part of really performing music is really just the behind the scenes moments of just practicing and working to that moment. And for me, I really like writing music, and I really enjoy just the entire process of getting to it, figuring out the certain notes, certain melodies, rhythms. And I think regardless of any kind of art medium, the process of seeing art really come to life is just so interesting, just because there's never been an exact step-by-step process to it. And so I would love to share that with you guys, and especially for all my musicians out there. Give me a couple tips or criticisms. I will accept them as much as my heart can, but I just wanted to share that sort of part of my life to you guys. And actually, the song that you heard was an original piece of mine. Admittedly, I don't really have a name for it. Right now, it's just called background music in the deep depths of my voice memos, but in the future, I will make music, hopefully with more unique titles. But that's all for now, at least as far as I can think of. If I have anything more, I'll probably just edit it right here. Cut. I realized one thing. Okay, cut. The reason I want to make my own music is actually really to avoid getting copyrighted. I understand that I could probably spend several hours looking through the internet for some copyright-free music, but I pretty much figured that I could spend the same amount of my time writing my own music and putting it in. So maybe I beat the game? I don't know, you could tell me, but it's really just something that I've always wanted to do. And actually, aside from having the dream of one day directing my own film, I've always had the dream of actually creating my own film score. So who knows, maybe this is my little step towards it, or my step towards stardom. Who knows? Well, maybe I'll figure that out when I receive my Grammy/Oscar one day, which they will have to make because I'm just that talented. And as always, I hope you guys are doing well in whatever little corner of the world you are in. And I'll go back to my little deep dungeon of making videos and music this time. Alright, bye.